And here's what the activity looks like. It's attached to your weekly work. So in the first part of this, we're going to give you an example of how to make a feedback loop using glucose and homeostasis. So we'll do that here, and we'll draw a quick model. I'll show you how to draw a quick model. And then you're going to have to do your own research on how temperature is regulated, and you will fill in these steps for it. And then after that, you'll be able to draw your model for it right here.
This activity has been broken into 2 parts. So in step 1, you'll be filling out the document on your class notebook. So we'll be doing that here, and I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So you'll be using your text box option. So go over to your Draw tab, and you'll click on your text box right there. Remember, you open that off the page. Don't try to open it on here, it won't work. And you'll be able to bring that over and then type into it here. Right? And you'll do that for each of these parts here. Then when you get down to drawing the feedback loop or the model of it, you can go ahead and do the same thing. You can go put a text box, and you will put a piece of it, say stimulus candy bar, and you'll be able to type that there. Then you can put an arrow in between using your draw tab. You have to get really good at drawing arrows, possibly. Fortunately, they don't have an arrow tab for it, so bring it thinner. And then you can put in your next text box, or you can use some other method. But that is the idea. You'll be able to draw and put in things here and move them around. Okay, so that tells you how to do this. Let's get started.
Let's bring up an image of how glucose is regulated. Okay, so this is how glucose is regulated, and I've already filled in the different parts of it. We have our stimulus, which is the first part, and then we have our detector, our control center, our effector, and our return to set point. So let's go ahead and do a split screen and fill this in. So our first part of this is stimulus. So what stimulates? Okay, well, you eat sugar, a candy bar, and the blood sugar level rises, so that would be your stimulus. All right, blood sugar or blood glucose levels rise because you ate a candy bar. What detects that? I'm trying to go slow. The detection is in the pancreas itself. There's alpha cells in the pancreas that detect, they're the receptors that detect high glucose levels. So they detect receptors in the pancreas. The control center is also in the pancreas. And the set point is 90 milligrams glucose per 100 milliliters of blood. So that is your set point. So you have a normal blood sugar level is 90 milligrams of glucose per 100 milliliters of blood. So if your glucose levels go over that set point, then the control center takes action. And so what does the control center do? The effector, it is going to release insulin. So the pancreas releases insulin, and insulin is a hormone. And that hormone travels throughout the blood, and it causes our body cells to take up more glucose. So it's not going to affect just one area, it's going to affect your whole body. So the insulin actually allows for glucose to move across the cell membrane, so our cells can take it up and use it for energy. And it also, the insulin will also affect the liver, and the liver will take up glucose and store it as glycogen. So there's 2 effectors. So we have our body cells and our liver cells. And the response that is carried out is, again, the body cells are taking up glucose, and the liver is storing glucose as glycogen. And finally, the blood sugar levels return to the normal set point, which is 90 milligrams of glucose per 100 milliliters of blood. So now that you have that filled out, you can go ahead and draw a picture of this. And again, it would look similar to this. You do not have to have the drawings, but you do have to have the words, where you would start with the stimulus, then you would have your detection receptor, you'd have your control center, you'd have the effectors or effector, and then you would have returning to a set point.
So go ahead and finish up that activity and then share that with me by clicking on the share button and getting the copy code, the copy link, and submitting that into your Canvas page. The next activity will be to do this one, which is using the same techniques, only you'll be doing research and finding your own parts and then doing the same modeling down here below. You'll see a video for that when you get to the next activity.